Is there a word you say that Americans always repeat after you say it? Yeah, my name. Yeah. Just leave it at that. Hi, I'm Eoin Macken, and I'm here to answer some questions from the Daily Mailbag. Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. It's just like being in The Paperboy if it was a real thing and not a computer game. This is like opening a bill, and you rip it in half by mistake. And like, name one dream director you'd love to work with one day. I just want to work with Oliver Stone. If you haven't read Oliver Stone's book, Chasing the Light, you have to read it. And you have to watch Platoon and Salvador and read how he made them. If I had to pick one Oliver Stone movie that I wish I could have been in, it would be Natural Born Killers, in the Juliette Lewis part. Another one I'm going to pick at random. The tension, anticipation. Who's the most famous person you've ever had a conversation with? That's a good question. The Taoiseach of Ireland came on set, and Leo Varadkar at the time, so he's like the Irish Prime Minister, he is. He came on set for Night Flyers. We were filming in Ireland, and we had a chat for like 30 minutes. And they left us alone by mistake. And we ended up having a whole conversation about life and kids and politics, and we didn't realize we were actually supposed to have left. I don't know if he's the most famous person, but that was probably the most enlightening, famous conversation that wasn't in the arts. Yeah, no, he also did tell me that I didn't have to pay any tax that year. Yeah. I was joking. Are horror movies scary on set? Yes and no. So I worked with Lee Cronin, who did the new Evil Dead Rise, and he's doing the remake of The Mummy. Myself and Lee did his very, very, very first short film, and that was actually terrifying because we shot it at nighttime. The whole thing was about your girlfriend being possessed in bed next to you, and we're shooting at nighttime, and everything is quite weird and kind of quiet, and then you're kind of wondering if that actually could happen, and there's just a lot of weird stuff happens on sets at nighttime. And for some reason you always end up filming in like a disused old building that no one's been in for like 5 years, and it was always something weird. I did do a horror film as well, which you actually shot in a haunted castle, and there was the ghost of a small girl that was apparently running up and down the stairs. We were told at 2 a.m. that would happen, and it did happen at 2 a.m. and that was, oh God, the house, I forget the name of the place, in Tipperary, and that is actually famously haunted. So we did all hear that little girl. So yes, they are scary.
Did you do any like cleansing to make sure that she didn't follow you home?
No, she's still here. Yeah. She actually emptied the mailbag. All right. If you could step into a dream role, past, present, or future, what would it be and what draws you to it? My favorite movie is True Romance, so it would have to be Christian Slater's part in True Romance. I think that's one of the most perfect films ever made. I think Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette are amazing, and that would be the movie I would want to do, and that's the part I want to play. Also because it's fun and it's violent. It's like proper filmmaking from the 90s. The way their romance is set up, and he's just working in this comic book store, and they kind of end up meeting in a cinema, and then he goes on a revenge mission to try and rescue her, and the whole thing's perfect. What can I say?
How did you and your partner meet and fall in love? Is it in parallels?
We actually met exactly like True Romance, and I murdered a drug dealer to rescue her, so yes. This is a good little system. I don't know if it's efficient, but it's definitely fun. You've played a counter-terrorism expert in your past. What sort of training and research goes into making sure you authentically embody the character? Did I?
Didn't you?
I mean, I played stuff in the military, and I had to do stuff in the military and do military training. But I did actually go and do some ride-alongs in some ambulances for that as well in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Got on the ambulances at nighttime and saw a guy pretty much die in front of our face from an overdose, and then get brought back to life by giving Narcan and the whole thing. And we saw all sorts of kind of crazy. It was pretty nuts for 2 days. That was a lot of research in that regard. That counts, right?
That does
count. Yeah. Well, I'm not answering this one. No, I'm joking. What changes when you have a baby? Hopefully nothing so far. I'm naive and I'm an optimist, and so far I think that nothing has changed. It makes you less worried about small things in life, because you have this small little person who's just fascinated by everything. And then seeing her first experiences with these very mundane type things just makes you appreciate. Like I love waking up in the morning, having a cup of coffee, reading the paper, and listening to the birds. And she loves listening to the birds. So I think what it changes, it just makes you more aware of little things in life that sometimes maybe you wouldn't have noticed for a while for whatever reason. I've learned unexpectedly that I'm a lot more patient than I realized. Sometimes it takes 2 hours for her to go to sleep for no reason, and then you gotta have a bath, and then tell her a story, and 3 hours goes by, and it's fine. These ones look like Christmas cards, right? Separation. You studied psychology at the University of Dublin. Have you used what you studied to help develop your characters in film? And does your mom wish you just became a therapist? My mom does not wish that. No. Could you imagine trying to win an argument with your mom if you told her you're a therapist? I don't think that's going to work, right? Don't win any arguments with my mom anyway. I did a degree in psychology before I wanted to become an actor, so it wasn't actually part of any grand master plan. I think it just made me slightly more aware of understanding small subtleties in character, but I also don't know if that's ever been applied because I think that acting is very instinctive, so I don't like to overthink it. I think psychology involves an awful lot of overthinking. How long did it take you to seal all these?
I'm real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done like 6 episodes of this.
Yeah, so you're good at it. What are the differences between a European production and an American production, and which do you prefer? I don't really think there is any differences. I think the big difference I noticed because I was working in Ireland and England to start. And when I went over to America to do my first big American show, I'd studied cinematography and I shot a bunch of movies and I used to edit and all the other, just because I wanted to make films. They were setting up and they needed to change the lighting, and I was right next to one of the stands, and I just started moving it for them because I knew where they wanted to move it to, and I was right there, and I got in a lot of trouble because you're not allowed to touch any lights. In England, you can, maybe Ireland, you get away a little bit more, but in America, it's very strict about what and I was like, okay, this is what I do. Don't touch. So sometimes it can be a little bit more strict in America. But an American stuff can also be a lot bigger and a bit more organized. Stuff in Ireland can be a bit more chaotic. And I say that with love, working with a lot of Irish producers. As I open this one, the reason we're here doing this is because I'm in a show called Ransom Canyon. It's opening on Netflix on April 17th. It's about cowboys, and it's really, really, really good. Has your experience in the fashion industry influenced your approach to acting and directing, and do you ever miss your days shooting for Abercrombie & Fitch? I don't miss my days shooting for Abercrombie & Fitch because it was slightly awkward and you spend most of the time without any clothes on. And I don't think it actually influenced anything to do with acting and directing. What it did do was, it was a lot of fun. I'm Eoin Macken. I'm here with the Daily Mailbag. I'm in Ransom Canyon that's coming out on April 17th on Netflix, and you should watch it. Thank you very much.